Hey everyone, before we get started, here's some quick info on Solos. Solos is an American-born Chinese pop and R&B artist. He dropped a new EP, Desire, on November 29th, out on all streaming platforms now. Physical album pre-orders are also open if you'd like to support and get some merch.
I don't know what to say, never felt this way before. The way you look at me with those eyes， 脑子里都是你，现在我都想不起。There's only one last thing that's on my mind. I'm ready for your loving, you feel it too. 没有时间可浪费 Come to my room. No need for hesitation. 我忍不住 I know that's you.
Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast, we welcome Solos.
Hi guys, it's Solus.
Yeah, so your EP, Desire, came out at the end of November. What has the reception been like from your fans?
It was pretty good. I think after Waste My Time, there was a lot of hype. And I wanted to make an EP that wouldn't let people down after that hype. And I think all of these songs I personally really like, and I've been listening to them on repeat myself, which I don't do too often. So I think they turned out really well, and I think that people really like them too. But it was funny because the most popular song was not the one I expected. So that's always interesting to kind of see when that happens.
What song did you think was going to be most popular?
I thought it was either going to be On the Floor because that's more of your traditional, dance pop track that's seen a lot these days. Either that one or Loyalty, which is more of like a dark R&B, also kind of dance track. But it turns out that Without You, which is the fourth track on the EP, turned out to be the fan favorite. And that one is more of like rock, but a lot lighter, like more ballady almost. And I didn't expect that.
Well, at least I like it. That's all that matters,
That's true. That's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, so what was the process like kind of creating the EP?
For the last EP, I kind of threw together like whatever songs I had finished at the time that I wanted to release Waste My Time. So it was very like last minute. But for this one, I had more time. And I decided to come up with the theme, Desire, after the first two songs that I wrote. And then I wanted to fill in the rest of the EP with other songs about desire. But I didn't want to write the same topic every time. So I decided to kind of change what kind of desire you're feeling with each song. So for each song, the On the Floor is more of like a more, romantic, intimate desire. Loyalty is more of a desire to like feel wanted and like get commitment. And Heaven is a desire of wanting to stay in like a good relationship. You like where you are and you want to keep that for as long as possible. Without You is the desire of you were missing somebody and you want them back. And then the remix of On the Floor. So it's all not quite the same, but it's all the type of desire you feel in a relationship. And I kind of wrote each song to fill in a different aspect of desire.
So when you go to write a new song, do you typically have an idea of what you're looking to write before you start?
Usually, since I started out being the producer side of things, making the music, so usually for me, the beat comes first. I'll make the beat, and then while I'm making the beat, sometimes an idea will pop in my head, a specific melody or even a specific line, for example. For On the Floor, for example, when I was trying to make the chorus section, I wanted to do something catchy. So I came up with the melody, da-na-da-na-na-na, right? And then in my mind, it was just, I know that you want me. So like it just happens sometimes if you get lucky, But most of the time it's the beat first for me. And then after that, I'll come up with the theme. Okay, this song sounds like it's talking about this. And then I'll base the lyrics off that.
How does being a producer influence the music?
I mean, it's nice because if I want to tailor the music in a specific way, like for example, for Loyalty, the chorus goes, damn, got your body up all on me, right? And I specifically wrote the damn part because I wanted people to say it with me, like in a live setting. And so in that beat part, I also made it like that's like right in the chorus when it hits, like on the downbeat, it's like, damn, got your body up on me. So you can do things like that a lot easier since you kind of already have the idea that you want in your head. And sometimes working with other people, like if there was a song I was just writing to that someone else produced, it's hard to get exactly the image in your mind. across to them, especially if it's fine for me because I make music, so I do know like the correct terminology. But especially for people who don't know the right terminology, it might be hard to convey exactly what you're trying to get across. But for me, I don't have to worry about that because I'm doing it myself anyway. So it makes things easier for sure. It streamlines the process for sure.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's a lot faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in some of your songs, you incorporate Mandarin. What is it like switching between English and Mandarin when you're writing?
I think I do it pretty well because I've had a lot of people come up to me and say like, "Oh, like I like barely realized you switched. Like I didn't realize like when it happened."
Hmm.
And I think it's really important because if you switch it abruptly, it messes up like this the feeling of the song, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to have a good mix of both. So I usually do that by doing like section per section. So if verse one is all English, then maybe verse two I would do in Chinese, or I make the pre-chorus in Chinese, or I'd split it up even further and do like the first half of verse one is in English, and then the second half of verse two is in Chinese, just to kind of have a good mix of both. But recently, I was thinking that I want people to be able to sing along with my songs, especially during the chorus, I think, because that's the most memorable part usually of each
Hmm.
song. But I've had even my own friends too, them being like, yo, I was like trying to sing like could have been, but then I got stuck on the Chinese part. I was like, oh. So I was like, okay, I think maybe in the future, honestly, I might just keep that in mind and then make all the choruses all in English and then do the verses half half or however I want to split it. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things that I want to say. Some of them sound better in English, some of them sound better in Mandarin.
Hmm.
So, of course, I'll say in those respective languages. But other than that, it's more of like just trying to get a good mix of both.
Is it difficult when you are writing a song to just switch between the two, or does it kind of happen naturally?
I think it depends on the topic, but for the most part, I write everything in my head in English first, and then
Hmm.
the parts that I do want in Chinese, I'll translate over. Most of the times, it doesn't translate over directly that well, as is with languages. So when that part comes, then I kind of have to dig deep, a little deeper, and figure out how to say the same meaning but with different words. So it comes naturally most of the time, but sometimes I kind of have to wiggle around it.
Yeah. Languages are weird because, like, the translation, there's always something lost in translation.
There is, and I feel like so actually recently I did a YouTube cover of a song from Arcane. If anybody is a League of Legends fan or Riot Games fan, Arcane's a TV show from them. And there was a song, full Chinese song called Isha's song. And I really like the song, but I was like, they don't have like a good English translation that is like singable. They have a
Hmm.
translation in the video itself, but it's like very direct and like the syllable wise, how long it is, you can't just sing it.
Right.
So I took it upon myself to translate it into English. And as I was doing it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard because there's a lot of nuance that Asian languages have, I think, that you can't just directly translate into English. So I kind of had to get the meaning and then like rewrite in a way that makes sense in English. So that was also singable. And I think I did pretty well. That video is doing really well. So I think it's just a skill that you kind of, as you do it more, it gets easier every time. Because you kind of know how to translate certain things.
Yeah. I know languages are so interesting in that, they're all so different, but language is so, there's like so many ways to say a million, like the same thing in every
Yeah.
language.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
weird. It doesn't make any sense why it's like that.
Definitely, yeah. And I think like my friends are like, oh, like how do you learn this language? Or like my mom is like, oh, why is it like this in English? And I'm just like, I don't know. It just is. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. There's no
There's
reason.
no reasoning.
There's no
It just
reason.
is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's one of the weird things about life. Language just kind of it just is.
It just is.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult when you're putting out songs, just kind of how to market them? Because you're in Boston, which is also where I'm
Yeah.
from.
Oh,
And yeah, love Boston.
awesome. Okay, let's go.
And it's kind of a smaller K-pop community over here. So, like, how do you manage that struggle?
Yeah, that's definitely a struggle, and it's something I actually like complained about a lot to my friends because I'm just like, there's not a lot of opportunity, especially in like K-pop scene. Especially, I think just entertainment scene in general in
Hmm.
Boston. Boston's not known for entertainment. We don't really have that much of a nightlife.
No.
It's all, students or biotech or like finance basically. So that's why most of my activity has been online focused right now. Especially like coming after COVID, where a lot of things are now possible to do online.
Hmm.
A lot of new technology and stuff. But right now, yeah, mostly it's just like social media online. And then I did play a show this year, a live show in person. We had like 50 something people. It was like me and five other people. So that was really fun. And I got to meet a lot of other artists in the area. But like you said, K-pop community wise, there's not a huge thing going on here. So it is quite hard, but that's why for now I'm just gonna focus mostly online.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to translate your authenticity online? Because sometimes I feel like online stuff isn't always super like
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, I think it definitely there is like you have to be more intentional with what you put out, I guess. I try, especially during when Waste My Time was coming out, I did a lot of like Q&A stuff and things like that. And I think I tried to answer in a way like I would normally,
Hmm.
to like show my personality, things like that. But it is hard because, music videos, it's all very scripted and like you have like a set storyboard. But things like behind the scenes videos, for example, you have more of a chance to express who you actually are. And I do have videos like that out. So, and I'm hoping to use those to show people, what kind of person I am normally, not just in a music video or things like that.
Hmm. What was it like shooting your music videos?
They're fun. I mean, it's a lot of planning. So I do all the storyboarding myself. I come up with all the
Oh, wow.
ideas for each song. I use Canva and like kind of draw out each scene. It's very scuffed. Like you guys don't want to see my stick figures, but it gets the point across. It gets the point across. So it's a lot of planning, figuring out where to shoot, what I want to wear. I'm doing all that myself pretty much. I have some friends who help me with the videography. They're all really great. I'll also ask them for their input because they're also K-pop fans as well, which is great. And then usually if it's just me or like just one other person, it's not too bad planning wise because less people to figure out schedules. But when there's a lot of people, especially for on the floor, for example, they had four backup dancers. So scheduling was a pain. I wanted to get it done earlier. We filmed it in October 10th is the day we filmed. We had our first and only dance practice like October 1st. Like it was very rushed, which is not ideal for me, but having to figure out people's schedules is always a challenge. But yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think you can see that we have fun like on the shooting day in the behind the scenes videos. I think it's very fun, but I need to get it done. So, but I think it's a good time for
Do you
sure.
have any favorite memories from shooting any of them?
Um, Maybe not a specific one, but I've had times where when you're shooting in public, people will be curious, right? On the street, will be like, "Oh, like what's this for? Is this like for like a TV thing? Like what's this for?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it's for a music video." Like, "Oh, you're singing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm singing." And then they'll ask me. So whenever that happens, it's really nice that people kind of stop by, like on the street, like complete strangers will ask about what's happening. I don't know if any of them actually came and found the video after,
Hmm.
but whenever that happens, it always makes me really, really happy that they're interested in what I'm doing.
Yeah. Speaking of fans, you have your fandom duos. What has
Yes,
the interaction
shout out
been
to
like
us.
with them this year?
This year, the duos have had an explosive growth, which I'm very grateful for. Of course, most of that is still online.
Hmm.
So most of my interaction is, through social media, like on Instagram or YouTube, etc. I was out in Boston, near Boston Commons, since you probably know where that is.
Yeah.
And there was a new pre-debut group that toured around the US actually, and one of their stops was Boston. So I was like, that's not very common, so I got to go check it out. So I
Hmm.
went, and I watched them perform and stuff, and it was really nice. And as after it ended, someone came up to me and was like showed my Instagram. I was like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Oh shoot, yeah, it is. That's me." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So I got a picture. They're really sweet, and I was really surprised. I knew there were some duos out here in Boston, but I didn't expect to actually meet someone so soon, I guess you could say. So that was really nice to experience. It's like, damn, people out there actually know me, which is crazy to think about. And I think just in general in 2025, my goal is to do more live events such as live shows or meet and greets at least. So hopefully I get more of that in person
Hmm.
meeting, but for now it's mostly just been online interaction.
Was it weird when the person was like, "Wait, is this you?" Had to think. Did you were like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?" Like,
No, I mean, no, it wasn't weird. Like I was talking to my videographer actually. I was standing with her and we were talking and then they came up. It wasn't weird. I was I was like shocked, but like in a good
Hmm.
way. I was like, is this happening now? Let's go. Like I made it, mom. Like, let's go. Yeah, no, not weird. It was just a pleasant surprise.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely, probably a little shocking.
A little shocking. Yeah, I didn't expect it. But it makes sense. Like that would be the time because there's like another K-pop. So all the K-pop fans were there, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Of all the places, that makes
It
the
makes
most
sense.
sense.
That makes the most sense. Yeah. I think I'd be really surprised if it's just like randomly on the street.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. In a good way. I'd be very
Yeah.
happy, but that would be like, dang. I
Like,
did
what
not
is
expect
going
that.
on?
Yeah. That reminds me. Another story. Maybe not. It wasn't it was actually at my friend's wedding. My friend's wedding. The bride. She was like, "Oh, by the way, I want you to meet somebody." I'm like, "Okay." So I followed her and she brought me to her friend. And she was like, "Yeah, like he follows you on Instagram and was like a huge fan of like Waste My Time and all your stuff." I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" Seeing someone following me at my friend's wedding is also like the last place I would expect. But that was also a really pleasant surprise. So I talked to him a little bit and I was like, thanks for following and being and listening to all the music and stuff. And he was like, yeah, no, I love your stuff. And like, I see all your posts. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Small world.
Small world for real, yeah.
That's
It really is.
crazy.
Definitely was not expecting that.
Yeah, I feel like you probably didn't go into it like, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet some fans today at my friend's wedding.
No, I was like, this day is not about me, bro. This is about you guys. Like,
Right.
I'm just here. I'm just here in the crowd to support. Yeah.
How does living in the Boston area influence the music that you make?
I think okay, I think honestly it doesn't have too much because I don't really have a super strong attachment to Boston. I would
Hmm.
say it's not like I grew up here in the area for most of my life, but I think from what I know in the Boston area or even like in the suburbs too, it's just a lot of the music that does go around here is like more it's either rap or indie kind of guitar music, which is
Hmm.
not really similar at all to what I'm doing. And that's part of the reason why I feel like there's less opportunity here and I want to move away if possible, just for more for career sake, right?
Yeah.
So not really there isn't really any influence Boston specifically has on the music. It's just happened to be where I am now.
If you could move anywhere, where would you move?
LA for sure, because I have a lot of friends there that are in the entertainment industry, and also there's just more opportunity over there. So
I feel like that's where most people end up. It's either like LA or New York.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking about New York too, but then I think New York is similar, where it's mostly rap and then also like indie artists, which is fine, but it's again not really the direction I'm looking for.
Right.
So LA definitely is probably the best place for that. But even if I do, I would probably only just move for like a year or two, get myself, established and
Yeah.
things like that, and then maybe move back, honestly, because my family's here. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Can't move. Like, family is important.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where they'll end up because once my dad retires, he might decide to go somewhere else. So I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe they'll move to LA with you.
Maybe. I don't. My mom is probably not much of a fan of the city noise, but we'll see. We'll see where
Yeah.
it goes.
I mean, you could get like a noise canceling headphones or something for her.
Yeah, I could. I could. She might need that for my dad snoring, but
If you had to describe your music to someone who hasn't ever heard it in 5 words, what would you say?
5 words. Oh gosh. Something different, but still good.
I like it.
Cause, cause the music itself is like the beat at least, right, is very similar to other music that is out there for some of them at least. But what makes it really different, I think, is the language switch.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people aren't used to that, so it might sound weird maybe at first, but it's different, but it's good. Like it's still good music, you know what I mean? And I think when you traditionally think of Chinese music, it's very like ballady. I don't know if people are listening that if any of them listen to Chinese music, you'll probably know Jay Cho or like JJ Lin. Those are kind of like the classics of like Chinese pop music. Like when I was in high school, I was listening to them. But those are like very different than what's in the K-pop scene now, for example, or even Western music too. It's just like very different. So
Hmm.
by me trying to combine Western or K-pop type music with the language, which is usually not associated with this kind of music, I think for a lot of people will be a new experience, but it's a good experience. So
Yeah, I like it. You summed it up in like a sentence. Normally people do
yeah,
like one word, like different words. I kind of like it. It's interesting.
yeah, yeah. Something different but still good.
You've also said your official animal is the white tiger.
Yes.
Can I ask why?
Yeah, so in Chinese culture, you have the zodiac, and tiger is the year I was born in. So my zodiac animal is the tiger. So that's the main reason. Also, I think tigers are cool. They're big, they're strong. The cats, I like cats. They're known, like in the zodiac, they're known for being good leaders, or courageous, and those are all qualities that I would like to exhibit as well. And then white tiger specifically just for the aesthetic because my my colors are like more like black and white, more simple, minimalistic colors, nothing like too bright or anything like that. So white tiger.
Why did you decide on black and white for your colors?
It's what I wear the most. It's just the aesthetic that I've liked, like even when I was younger. It just looks cool.
Yeah, that's a good reason
Nothing,
to
nothing
choose it.
crazy. Nothing crazy. It just looks
Yeah.
cool. I just like it. Yeah. Easy to match with fashion wise too, right? You can't
Yeah,
go wrong
that's
by it. So
yeah,
it just works out.
very true. Can wear anything with either of them too. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. It makes my life so much easier. I had to be like, yo, what pairs well with orange? I'm like, yellow? I don't know.
yeah, that would have been a lot harder.
It would have been a lot harder. So black and white makes it easy. And yeah.
Before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about today?
Um, Actually, yes, there is a new song dropping soon. Actually, this
Ooh,
Friday. So on the 20th, so 2 days from now, it's my last song of the year, my Christmas gift to the duos and everyone else out there. It's a holiday Christmassy love song. Very cute song. It's more acoustic R&B type song. So kind of a breath of fresh air after Desire. But it's really good. So if you're listening, please go check it out on the 20th. It drops right at 12 a.m. EST. And also for the Desire EP, I still have physical album orders open. I decided to extend it because it's Christmas time, so the timing wasn't the best. So I've extended it to January 10th. So if anyone is looking to support me and wants a physical merch, they can definitely order it at my website. It's still up. So go take a look.
awesome. How exciting. Has the
Yes.
CD sold well?
Yeah, it sold, to be honest, it sold like okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was for like the numbers I was expecting, it's like around there. I'm hoping to do some more before I really put in the order, but I think in the end we'll still sell out eventually. So I'm not too worried.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Soundtrack of my life. That is a tough question because my life is changing all the time. But I think recently I've been listening to Kendrick's new album. So, but specifically the song Luther, which is Kendrick Lamar and SZA on it. And that song is just really good. SZA sounds really well on it. They pair up really well. So I've been listening to that one a lot right now.
It's a good song.
Yeah. That whole album is crazy. He just dropped it out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the music industry is like crazy right now, and then he's like right in the middle of it. But he dropped some bangers, so I can't complain.
Yeah. I feel like you have to get to a certain point to be able to just drop an album without telling anybody.
Oh yeah. That if I get to that point, then it's like, all right, I'm chilling, I'm good. That's what I need to be, man. Just show up, or like Dean too. If anyone listening knows Dean, R&B Korean R&B artist, he just like randomly drops a song with like no announcing before, and everyone just goes crazy because like, oh my God, Dean's back. This is like randomly. So yeah, that'd be a good place to be.
I'm sure you will be there someday.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so for all of our listeners who want to stay updated on you and follow whatever you're going to be doing in the new year, where can they find you?
You guys can find me anywhere on social media at SolosWCR, SOLOSWCR. And then on Spotify and Apple Music and those streaming platforms, I'm just Solos, SOLOS. So I'll be posting a lot. I post mostly on Instagram, and also goal for 2025 is to post more on YouTube. So if there's anywhere you go check first, go check out the Instagram and the YouTube.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Of course, it's my pleasure. I heard many good things about you actually, so I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Take care.